Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today it's going to be something a little bit different. Again, I feel like I literally always say that every time I come onto the platform. Today it's going to be a little bit of something different here today, folks. But today we're going to be talking about MMOs in general. Now, MMOs, man, I love me an MMO. God damn, I played so many MMOs, it's crazy. It's probably my favorite type of game, I guess, just because, you know, the investment in the character building and, you know, the world and the social aspect, all of these things make MMOs one of the most wonderful games, in my humble opinion.
He's the best. Love it.
But before I start, I'd like to say everything is opinion-based. Everybody's got a preferred story, of course they do, maybe a preferred world they like to be in, but you guys can decide. So why don't you put in the comments below what MMO you think is the best out of our ranking list here today. I've got 5 MMOs that I'm comparing. I think that's a pretty good start. If there's an MMO on here that hasn't been mentioned, feel free to mention it in the comments below. Without further ado, let's get into it. So let's start off with perhaps a brief little synopsis over all of the MMOs. Let's start with Elder Scrolls Online. Now, if you're an Elder Scrolls Online fan, there is no... You might as well turn off the video now. If you've come into this thinking, you know, I've played so many Elder Scrolls games. Elder Scrolls games are legendary. Legendary for their epic storytelling, you know.
Farewell.
May you rest in peace.
And just epic quests and adventure. And if you've got something in your mind, like you're wanting an experience, maybe you've come off the back of playing like Skyrim, you're like, I want an MMO that's like Skyrim, is gonna, you know, be epic in story and have Daedra and shit. Bro, just play Elder Scrolls Online. It's good for you. Next, World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft is in a pretty unique situation, right? Because they have been going for so many years. They've built so many expansions. They've built such a vast story of lore. How could it not be good, right? How could it not be good? Now, through the medium of how they give you the story, you know, maybe that's one to be desired. But I can say, you know, I played World of Warcraft for a long, long time, and I will say World of Warcraft, it's a badass story, man. It's just as easy, it's as simple as that. It's a badass story. New World. Moving swiftly on. Final Fantasy 15, 14? The one that's online. I can't quite remember. I think it's 15. XIV. What is XIV in Roman numerals? 10 and then 4. 14.
Boom! 2 plus 2 is 4. Minus 1, that's 3. Quick maths.
Final Fantasy 14. So, Final Fantasy 14. I've played through all of the... not all of them. Not the newest expansion, Endwalker, but Shadowbringers. The ones before that. You remember when all the allegations started coming out about Blizzard? And then some people were like, just trying to fucking get out of that game? I was one of those guys. One of the WoW refugees that just absolutely legged it. That's this guy. And I ran to Final Fantasy 14 because that's where everyone was going. And I thought, hell yeah, I'm getting on this train. I'm going to Final Fantasy 14. That game really surprised me for a lot of reasons.
Hey!
You know, not just the fact that it's a great game, you know, because it is a really good game, but what surprised me was like how it felt like I was playing a single-player game. Now, that can be bad for some people and good for others. It really does depend. But at that moment in time, right, a lot of my personal friends that I see face-to-face, that game also, they don't play MMOs. So MMOing for me is sometimes quite a solo experience, unless I'm playing with maybe some of my online buddies or some people that want to join me from my chat. You know, I don't play a lot of MMOs with people, right? So Final Fantasy 14 was kind of a breath of fresh air, and you know, there are, just like WoW, you know, you have lots of expansions, they've had a lot of time, so they've got a big old world to build on, and the fact that Final Fantasy, you know, the genre, the story, the whatever you want to call it, the franchise has been around for so goddamn long. Of course, they have a good story, but I'm going to go further and say something more. And that is, you know, as you play through the early expansions and on and on and on you go, I just felt the game getting better. And I can't say that about any other MMO. I really can't. World of Warcraft, you know, I played Burning Crusade, and, you know, you don't really play it for the story. You know, Vanilla WoW, Burning Crusade, you play it a little bit for the story, I guess. If you're really into the lore, you really like the idea, you know, kill Jaden, all the demons, oh, Burning Crusade, ooh. You know, for me, story started really adapting in WoW when Wrath of the Lich King came out, and I was like, who the fuck is this guy with the big sword? I want to know who you are. I want to know what this is about. And the cinematics are stunning in WoW, right? But in Final Fantasy, I just felt the world progressively getting more like almost dystopian, and this awesome story unfolding. Amazing. And the way they tell it, the way that they funnel the information to you through these awesome cutscenes, and, you know, you see the characters fighting and da-da-da-da, and this dystopian horrible thing is happening, the world is ending, da-da-da-da-da-da. It gives you so easily that single-player experience, single-player story as an MMO, and I don't think there's any other MMO that will be able to give you that, right? So that's something to keep in mind as well. And then Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is sort of like the final one I wanted to, you know, talk about, brief synopsis over. You know, it's okay. It's good. You know, there's a cool little story going on with, you know, these dragons, and you got to stop them, and you got to do this and do that. I haven't played the 2 newest expansions, you know, but I will say the Guild Wars 2 cutscenes and like the storytelling of the actual characters is actually not bad. You know, you get some character deaths in there, you know, that are really quite impactful to you as you're watching them. You know, no, why did that character die? No, why did it have to be that way? I felt myself like that quite a lot in Guild Wars 2, but again, how the story is actually funneled to you, you know, it's in dribs and drabs, very, very tiny ask. So anyway, so there we go, we got our games: Elder Scrolls Online, World of Warcraft, New World, Final Fantasy 14, and Guild Wars 2. I'm now going to put them in order on the screen of what they are online, right? So online, this is the order of these 5 that apparently has the best story. Bang. There it is. There's the list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's what you wanted? That's what you came to the video for. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want number 1? Go there. Go there now. That's an opinion of the people online. Now I'm going to show you the real list. Okay, so 1 through 5, this is basically why I've ranked them in the order that I've ranked them. So, Final Fantasy 14. The way that they present the story to you, although it's a lot of text, it's a bunch of characters that are really impactful, right? You get to know a lot of these characters, and you sort of build some sort of connection with them as you're going, and the game is updated frequently, and the developers give a lot of love and a lot of attention to this game, and I think that's why I'm putting it at number 1 today. Number 2, Elder Scrolls Online. ESO, as a huge Bethesda fan, I can't not put this at number 2. To be able to relive my Oblivion days within an MMO is nothing short of an incredibly special experience. With every quest dialogued and every story well thought out, it just makes sense to put it in number 2 for me. Bethesda made an incredible world with the Elder Scrolls universe, and that's why it's at number 2. Number 3, we have World of Warcraft. World of Warcraft holds a special place in my heart. Its expansions have seen some of the craziest highs and craziest lows I could ever describe. The story of World of Warcraft is breathtaking, and it's a culmination of years of hard work by people that actually care. And you can argue that it's been neglected as of late, and I wouldn't disagree necessarily, but that's why it's at 3rd place nonetheless. Number 4, we have Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 does have its moments and has a really incredibly awesome storyline if you're willing to push through some of the dull moments that I find myself sort of dragging through in Guild Wars 2. Its art style is absolutely awesome, and I'm sure a lot of people would argue so is the action combat, which is pretty much some of the main things that you go for. But in terms of its actual story, Guild Wars 2 I'm having to put at 4th place today. And number 5, finally we got New World. New World I've left at number 5 because its story, it just isn't impactful. You know, unfortunately, I don't feel like relationships are built with characters. I don't think the story is particularly a reason that you actually get into New World and really play it and enjoy it. So that's why it's at number 5 today. I don't think it's impossible that New World makes, you know, an expansion that really does increase their story and increases, you know, the development of the actual storyline of the game. But as of today, as of right now, I don't think there's very much for you. So everybody, that's basically 1 through 5, why I've ranked them the way I've ranked them. I really did hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you guys in another one very shortly. Until then, I'll catch you soon. Peace out, guys. Bye bye for now.